Okay, before I get started on this week's Raw review, I'd like to send a special shout out to the Schlegdaddy down in Richmond, Virginia. I want to personally thank him for allowing me to be in his supper club. And along with the other fellow members, Justin of the Trio Well Show, and along with that Asian Randy Orton, Chase Oliver. Hey, I know it isn't just about me. It isn't just about you, Schlegdaddy. It isn't just about Chase Oliver or Justin from the Trio Well Show. It's about all of us. And there's something I know how to do, and that is put myself over, brother. But it isn't just about putting myself over. It's about putting all of us over. And so that's what I am going to do. I will have the links to our YouTube video channels in the description box down below. And I will put them on the screen as well. So there. So we kick off Raw this week with the return of Edge, the WWE Hall of Famer, and what do you know, we kick off with the cutting edge. And what we thought we was going to see was having him call his former rated RKO partner Randy Orton out there, old Randall Keith Orton himself, the face of the WWE, of course. But no, he doesn't quite go in that direction. What he does is bring out the number one contender, Daniel Bryan, and they're talking for a bit, and then the face of the WWE, Randall Keith Orton, comes out here, and then he's saying that he's sorry that Edge's body had failed him at such a young age, but then you see God and him and Edge getting they have a nice back and forth between them. This was a really good segment to start off the show. And God admits that he's been wrong before about certain people, but he wasn't wrong about Edge. But Edge saying that, hey, at least he didn't sleep into his position. He earned it. He earned his ring, you know. But and he just basically got Edge, and he got Randy Orton involved, and Daniel Bryan, and finally you see the Shield come out, and they got Christian in tow because they basically took him out, and all in all, this was a very good opening segment and great back and forth between God and Edge himself. It was a good way to start out the show. So the first actual match was Kofi Kingston against Curtis Axel. This match didn't last that long because Axel kind of went off the deep end a little bit, and he kept giving repeated knees to Kofi and getting himself disqualified, and kind of gives you that seated out where, God, what if this happens on Sunday night at Night of Maddox? That means that CM Punk's going to get his hands on Paul Heyman, and they're kind of teasing that really could happen. But I'm guessing maybe after Night of Champions, are we going to see an Axel and Kingston program? Certainly looking that way. Then you get Dolph Ziggler against Bray Wyatt. I don't understand why Dolph Ziggler is even in this match. Because, couldn't you have put somebody else in this match against Bray Wyatt? Bray Wyatt really doesn't have a direction right now with Kane off making his movie. It's just like, it's almost like they're waiting for him to come back to just continue that storyline. But in the meantime, you're having Dolph Ziggler job out to Bray Wyatt. I don't get this. It's like, why not throw somebody else into that match? Like, maybe one of the members of the Tons of Funk or something. It's like, why make Dolph Ziggler job out to Bray Wyatt? I don't get it. Oh, this was comedy gold right here. Paul Heyman's. They showed him in the backstage with him and Axel, and talking about how he doesn't like the socialized healthcare in Canada. Well, I wouldn't like it either, because because that's what we're heading towards here in America, which is terrible. But he's got his own doctor. I think his name is Dr. Kirschman or something like that, and he wants to have him check him out. But then you get the Savior. No, I'm not talking about God. I'm talking about Brad Maddox himself. He comes out there with the actual WWE doctor, and Heyman's trying to do everything he can to get out of this match, but then Punk comes out there with the cane, and he ends up caning Heyman's doctor, and Heyman looks like he's pretty well to me, because he was running like a scalded dog through the crowd. That was, oh god, that was funny as shit. And then Punk tweeted later on that he hates doctors, and he proved it by caning the hell out of his personal doctor. That was good shit. Now I'll talk about a couple matches I didn't care about, and there isn't much to talk about. 6-Diva Tag, Naomi, Natalia, and Brie Bella, as Layla X and Alicia Fox didn't care. The Total Divas won. And also ADR against R-Truth. ADR basically won on a squash. Whoop-de-doo. Alright, then you got Antonio Cesaro in the ring with Zeb Coulter. And who should return but one Santino Marella? Yes, this was great. It was great to see him back finally. He's in his home country of Canada, where he is actually from, even though they do bill him from Calabria, Italy. But it's nice to see Santino win in his return, which he probably should have. But one thing I did like, and one thing that I'll take from this, is that Santino did that giant swing move for about 40 seconds. And how in the hell he didn't fall over all dizzy and shit is beyond me. But you talk about your wrestlers in the WWE that are horribly misused. Right near the top of the list has got to be Antonio Cesaro. It's just a shame that they've got him stuck with Jack Swagger, who's going to be paying for his DUI arrest for some time to come still, and it's like Cesaro deserves better. Then you got Damien Sandow against The Miz, and when I saw this match, when I saw Damien Sandow had no entrance, I'm just thinking, God, he's going to jump again, isn't he? But wait, we get the distraction by Fandango and Summer Rae. And so I guess this Fandango and Miz feud is still going on. And Sandow's losing streak is over. He wins with a roll-up. You're welcome. So throughout the first couple hours of this show, they kind of gave you a reminder on who Goldust was, showing some of his WWE highlights from his career. It probably would have been funny to have him to show parts of that Hollywood Blacklot brawl between him and Roddy Piper, but they're showing more of his funnier stuff, which is probably good. He's taking on the face of the WWE, one Randall Keith Orton, and I thought this was a very good match. But I didn't expect Goldust to win, but they made you think that he was a strong competitor for him, in which he was. He even took a page out of Cody's playbook with the Crossroads. But when you're going up against a strong heel champion like a Randy Orton, Orton is a guy that can, sure, he can cheat to win, but by the same token, he doesn't need to cheat to win all the time. And he won clean, in which he should have, because he's a champion, and he's the face of the WWE. And then afterwards, you see Goldust and Stephanie in the back stage area, and it's just kind of funny that how Steph came across saying that the Rhodes family must be disappointed, and she kind of started saying it all nicely in that, but then she kind of just rubbing salt in the wound, and it's just funny. It's good. It's good stuff. Steph is much better as a heel. Then you had RVD against Ryback, and ADR was out there, and what can you say about this match? It's like RVD ends up winning by DQ after Ryback crotches him against the ring post. Yeah. Alright, then your main event, which was an IWC Wet Dream match. Daniel Bryan against Dean Ambrose of the Shield. Excuse me. Well, you have the big crybaby in Daniel Bryan's corner, and then you got Rollins and Reigns in Ambrose's corner. But this actually was a great match. And Daniel Bryan ends up winning with a roll-up, and then he ends up getting attacked by the Shield again. You're thinking, God, we've had the same ending to Raw the last 3 weeks, basically, and that's what it was looking like here. And then God and Goddess were out there, and they wanted to have Big Show knock out Daniel Bryan again, but that didn't quite happen because Daniel Bryan actually finally gets the upper hand on Orton with that running knee, which is what it took to beat John Cena at SummerSlam. But just making you think that he has a shot to beat Randy Orton at Night of Champions. I mean, yeah, we know that's probably not going to happen, but and it shouldn't happen. But it was a good way to end the show, I thought. Okay, as far as my final thoughts on this go-home show for Night of Champions or Night of Maddox, I'm really excited to see the rematch between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. Do I expect Daniel Bryan to win? No, because he shouldn't win. Because they need to build out the story more. And what's going to happen between Daniel Bryan and Big Show? Are they going to have a match at Battleground or something? Or is God going to make him fight him? And then could this ultimately lead to a match between God and Daniel Bryan at not SummerSlam, but Survivor Series maybe? And then maybe this will be the culmination of the CM Punk, Paul Heyman, and Curtis Axel feud. Maybe they'll split off Curtis Axel into a program with Kofi Kingston or something. Then maybe Punk and Heyman they'll still have their thing going on. But then I guess as far as the Night of Champions concept, when they first started this, every title in WWE was defended on this pay-per-view. It was like the only one that really every championship was defended on said pay-per-view, but it doesn't seem like we're getting that this time. It seems like we're just getting the World Heavyweight Championship, we're getting the WWE title, we are getting the Tag Team title and the Diva title, but we don't have the U.S. title's not being defended, and obviously the IC title isn't being defended, so almost defeats the purpose of the pay-per-view itself. But as far as like the matches I've been talking about, I'm really looking forward to them, and for that, God should be praised.